I am Charles Winston, and I'm a sophomore in computer science.
I'm Luca McDermott. I'm a freshman in biology.
And I'm Jack Valerie. I'm a senior in computer science.
These two main soft pots kind of represent our strings. You can see we kind of have a fretboard marked out here, so we're keeping track of where the user presses down and then where they bend to in terms of pitch bend. So a soft pot is a linear changing resistor. So we're measuring the change in voltage that we apply over this. These are also soft pots, and we're keeping track of how the user moves their finger across this and then resetting that. These are just buttons. And we're controlling volume with this. So the user blows into this. We have a pressure sensor at the end of it, as well as a bite sensor on here, which is also changing parameters. We have a sustain pedal down here, which is just a button that the user can press on.
So our first button will turn on some nice reverb, like this. And the second button turns on a second oscillator. So now we have two oscillators going. These last two buttons affect sort of the tone of the two oscillators of the synth. We also have a bite sensor on here, which will give it a little bit of vibrato. So if I'm playing this note,
So the bite sensor is a force-sensing resistor that measures how much you're biting down on it. And we have a nice foam cushioning that will protect the bite sensor as well as making it nice and feel nice to bite down on.
I've got these two patches that basically send a message when I hit the soft pot and when I release from it. If the value is greater than the minimum value that we set up, that sends a hit message, and then once it dips back below the 0, that will send a release message. We essentially scale the value to 13 different notes. We control pitch bend by the change in the value before a release. And you can see anywhere I hit inside a fret is going to give me the same note. But if I keep my finger on it, it gives me continuous sliding. We've got two subtractor synths that are identical. One is for one of the strings and one is for the other one. We've got these buttons that affect the mode of the oscillator. Put in some reverb, and then the volume gives you some sort of expression. We've got something affecting filter frequency that I played briefly.
And what's the other soft pot?
It's a noise control. For those who are hardcore can use the noise. The cool feature is usually we can only play one note per string, but we've got a sustain pedal. Because it's all on the same channel, it's all gonna be pushed down. Since that it's only a string, to be independent. Yeah.
So top note is changing, whereas bottom note is the same.
It's definitely set up like the Windstrument, which we had the demo for. We had originally planned on having 4 separate strings, but that didn't work out because of hardware problems.
And then we added the mouth piece
Right.
feature.
Yeah.
Turning that into the Windstrument.
The wind instrument.